which is within Wajir County, that borders also Mandera and also Somalia in the eastern side. I also want to congratulate the Speaker and yourself for being elected in this House to preside over issues in the business of this House. I do not want to forget the people of Tarbaj constituency who have sent me here to represent them and present issues they have to the nation. Thank you to the people of Tarbaj, and specifically those who have shown much support to me. I also do not want to forget those who are also for the other contestants. I represent them all now. Madam Speaker, currently, Tarbaj constituency has a lot of challenges, but currently, the biggest challenge is drought, where my constituents are losing their livestock, and there are also, some of them are at the verge of losing their lives because of lack of water. Even the security men who are supposed to guard our borders and our constituents and our people cannot even do their work. They are also suffering at the vagaries of nature. They do not have water. They call me also to supply them with water, which I cannot. So currently, Tarbaj constituency is suffering that drought. I know there are efforts which are being done by our government, headed by our President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, and his deputy. They are doing quite a bit of effort, but that is not enough. I will expect a number of rigs and a number of dams to be allocated this time, and also in the coming budget, so that for once we address this issue of water needs to a large extent in my constituency. This is one thing that has always been coming back. I hope in this term we will find a solution for this, and I wish to engage the other members or the specific committees who are going to deal with sectoral areas that are concerned with water, that this is one thing we will give a lot of preference this time, so that such challenges in my constituency can be addressed. Another thing that as a result of that situation is unemployment. There is a very wide unemployment in my constituency because people depend on livestock, and the livestock are now decimated due to drought. And we are not connected to the national grid, the power grid, which will have enhanced the startups of factories and industries. We are also experiencing the least connectivity index in the country in terms of roads. This is what we are experiencing. This situation has created an environment where job is not being created, and quite a number of my youth and my people are very much unemployed. I will expect this term that the road from Modagashi to Mandera will be tarmacked such that business will be enhanced. The national grid will also be connected from Garissa to Mandera, so that industries can begin and private people can take up initiatives that will rejuvenate job creation. This is one thing that is of a bother to my people, and I hope this will be addressed. 3, one more thing my constituency experiences is the environmental problem. This is an era where environmental concerns, climatic changes are a debate in the whole world. My constituency, being a dry constituency, which does not have electricity enough or electricity connectivity, people depend largely on the few shrubs that exist for fire and energy. They are forced to hew fire from wherever they find, and that extends or exacerbates the drought situation in my area. I hope, with focus in electricity connectivity, special consideration or preference to certain companies that will introduce usage of gas, because in my constituency I want to allocate some little money to some people who are going to be providing gas energy and teach my people how to use this so that they can lessen the use for firewood. I hope the ministry concerned will also join me in encouraging these people to extend that service to my constituency so that pressure on firewood is going to be lessened. I will also want the Ministry of Environment and other ministries who are also concerned, or especially energy, to help me recruit a number of young men as guards, environmental guards, so that they can be diverted from collecting firewood or cutting the few trees that we have, and they are meaningfully engaged on unemployment to guard those ones. These are some of the issues. One more issue that's also of concern to my constituency is the education sector. As they say, if you want to interfere with the progress of a society, you play around with the education. I must say, you will find schools with close to 600 or 700 students where you will find only one teacher or two teachers in my constituency. And that is widespread in the northern area. I know in the last term, a number of my MPs have had an initiative to improve that by taking up a proposal with the ministry and TSC, but that has been quashed and kept aside. Quite a number of teachers are recruited from across the country, but when they get there and probably registered or accepted as a teacher, they give an excuse of the place being inhospitable because of insecurity and such things. Those are just but excuses, but that is accepted from them by TSC. I hope this does not happen, and if it continues, or TSC gives a chance to recruit teachers from that area, such that the qualifications pegged on teachers does not apply to a certain extent in those areas, so that we can have local teachers employed. I know one more issue that my constituency has is the issue of access to citizenship documents, ID cards and passports. Recently, or a week ago, I was pursuing a case where a young man from constituency who is qualified in every way was following me for almost 2 weeks so that I can facilitate issuance of a passport to him. And when I took up, I was told it is the intelligence people who are verifying whether he's a Kenyan or not. I had to follow up. The intelligence people had no problem, and they have given him go ahead. But still, it took a long time for that information to come here, even with technology being advanced lately. I know with the IPRS, Integrated Population Registration System in place, and the Huduma number that we've registered for, this verification from the ground should not take place anymore. This information should be at the fingertips of the immigration people. The director should have that information. I consulted the director, and he said he's doing something with that. I hope that is going to work. I do not want any more of my constituencies running after me for basic rights like ID and such things. I hope another challenge that I have is security, because I am bordering Somalia. My constituency, the Tarbaj constituency, gets a lot of incursion from an illegal group that operates in Somalia. I will want some facilities like sub-counties, and so sub-counties established in a number of my wards in my constituency, so that I can get enough security personnel to beef up